praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. I want to say all praises to our brothers and sisters out there who are in this truth, who are studying, these elders out here who are putting the truth out here, waking up our people, bringing out this history, bringing out the historical facts, biblical understanding, biblical facts, piecing this puzzle piece together, putting this puzzle together, this methodical, well-crafted oil machine, Roman Empire, revived Roman Empire machine, well put together for deception of our people. Stumbling block. Many things in this New Testament that's a stumbling block to keep our people in sin and keeping the world in sin, if you want to be quite honest. I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about and just lift up an organization called the Baptist Church. Now, I said you are imperfect because nobody's perfect, even in organizations. I can pick out a few things that I have a problem with the Baptist Church, but I'm not going to focus on that. I want to focus on this right here. Matter of fact, I can have a problem with a lot of denominations, but that's not what I'm talking about today. What I want to say today is to the Baptist Church. Thank you for the most part, staying out of the I'm unscripted this morning. I'm always unscripted really, but I used to have some thoughts what I want to say, but then today I'm not well thought for the day or well thought out. But I'm going to say I thank the Baptist Church in general, not the Southern Baptist. I have a big problem with the Southern Baptist Convention, the Black Baptist Convention. That thank you for being staying really true to our people to a point. Let me show you this why I say that. Is because a lot of these denominations in our black churches, they have been caught up in titles, caught up in a lot of red tape and politics, Catholicism. Can I just go ahead and say it? Now, I know some pastors in the Baptist Church that's connected to the Baptist Church. I know some bishops and so forth. This is not any stint or anything against them. I'm talking about in general. Thank you for standing strong. Because the reason why, furthermore, why I say this is because a lot of growing up, when I really look back, growing up, the Holiness Church always had this aura that the Baptist Church wasn't saved. Come on, somebody just say, man. I'm trying to tell you, don't act brand new. When I look back, even from when I say aura, no one has ever taught me, hey man, them Baptists they not saved. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when I look back and just think about, I'm like, holiness preachers, holiness churches, holiness congregants, and the ones that's not so much flat out holiness. And you ones, you know who I'm talking about. They have an aura, and even to this day, if you ain't speaking in tongues, if you're not buck dancing, if you ain't, if you're not, have a certain type of hoop and holler, with the organ going up 3-4 keys. I'm not saying the Baptist church don't do that. But the Baptist church, for the most part, stayed basic and still give us a word. Even like I said, I'm not talking about anybody that's perfect. But the Holiness Church had this aura and still have it, that they're the only ones really saved. And they always had this aura that the Baptist church wasn't saved because they don't speak in tongues and they're not buck dancing and running around the church. I'm not saying for those who listen, I'm not saying every Baptist church, I'm talking about in general. So I heard a preacher say, I'll just say his name because it was national news. Dr. Jamal Bryant said we owe that community, a particular community, an apology. No, I think we owe the Baptist church an apology because because the Holiness churches, we caught up into all these titles. If you're not a bishop, I watched it in the one particular Reformation that I came out of, and you know who I'm talking about that I came out of, so you know what I'm talking about. The Reformation that I came out of, I watched this where there are pastors who have way more members. We just go on membership. Way more, a ton of members. A lot of members, not a mega church, but they have some folk they can work with. They'll go to the convocation and there's a pastor or a pastor that don't really have anybody. This guy, because he has a position, that he'll act like he's better than somebody else. And Doc, you got about 3-4 members in your church, but you got a position because you know somebody. And then you'll act like you better than people. I watch this stuff, y'all. I'm telling you. All my life, I watched these things, like little examples like this. But the Baptist church always stayed true, kept it basic, gave that word, kept it basic. Wasn't caught up in who's the apostles and who's the bishops and who's this and who's that. We owe the Baptist church an apology. Because our church, our Holiness churches, man, come on, man. Look, I'm trying my best not to go and go in because I don't want to make this a long video. Growing up, I did not see a whole bunch of bishops and stuff in the Baptist church. Okay, I didn't say I didn't see any. I said for overall, I did not see people cussing each other out. Okay, who's going to be, who's a super bishop and who's a chief apostle and who's all this stuff. They stayed basic and they're still basic to this day. Now, I can say I got some issues with the Baptist church that I can say, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk about the issue because I got issues with everybody, every Reformation that's in the Christian church. But I want to just lift up my brothers that's over there in the Baptist church. Thank you for keeping it basic. Now that I'm getting older, I understand and I see how much that we should appreciate our Baptist brothers and sisters that's in that Reformation. Thank you for not being caught up into I got this and I these titles. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody's an apostle in the just about in the Holiness churches. Everybody's an apostle. Everybody's a bishop now. People don't even have a church as a bishop. All that stuff comes from Catholicism. All that stuff comes from I'm telling you, I left the book at home, but I got that catechism book of the Catholic Church. And it will blow your mind if you start reading the same language that's in the catacombs of Rome and in the auspices of Rome, and our churches are caught up in it. My mouth almost said one Reformation that I want to throw out there because they're leading people astray. I said it. Leading people astray with all these rituals. These are nothing but rituals. Thank you, Baptist Church. Thank you. I gotta say it. I'm getting older now. See that, Gray? I'm not no old man, but I'm older now. Thank you, Baptist Church. And I see some of you guys in the Baptist Church that's starting to get down these roads. Stay away from it. Please stay away from it. Y'all, we need somebody to stand strong. We need somebody to stay, when I say basic, I'm talking about staying true to our heritage and staying true to not getting caught up in all these titles. I used to hear people say that about these titles all the time, and I'm like, and I let it go on one ear, go out the other. But Baptist Church, thank you for not just, snatching a woman just because her husband is the pastor, that she got to be the pastor too. Just because your husband is the pastor don't mean you're a pastor. Just because somebody laid hands on you and said that all this stuff is out of order. All this stuff is not true. And I know I got some folks I'm gonna make mad. Thank you, Baptist Church. For not just because your preacher was the pastor and your wife wouldn't just put up in the pulpit just because you the preacher. Because you went and did it. Thank you, board members. I'm telling you, I used to be mad at the Baptist Church to a point, because when I want to be independent so I could run my own church. But thank you, board members, for having things in order, because we don't have no order in some of these holiness churches. I didn't say all. I said some of these holiness churches will have no order. We're licensed to minister anybody. And we got brothers that get mad in the holiness churches. I grew up in the holiness church. We'll get people that's mad, leave that church, go start their own church. We got women that'll go pastor a church and go marry a musician, and he never preaches, and make him a bishop just so you could be a pastor. All this foolishness. I seen a particular pastor. I'm not just dog. I'm not talking about the men and the women. I don't care. Delete me. It don't matter. We got sisters that's pastoring churches, making apostles and all this kind of stuff, and men are pimping them. Let me tell you this. When I was a corrections officer in the state prison, there were women, at the women's prison, they would be called what you call sugar daddies. They would have sugar daddies. And sugar daddies, I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. I was in the state prison, men and the women. And the women would have sugar daddies, sending them money. Men would actually go onto the website and find people who they can write. And they would write them and write them and write them and write them. And they would send them money and send them money and send them money. And inside the prison, I hear them. They would talk about how they got their sugar daddies. But they don't know something. Once they get out of prison, he's not no sugar daddy. He's a pimp. Because when that person get out of jail, they're like, I've heard these stories. I gotta pay this guy back. I gotta pay this man back. You thought I was giving you that money for nothing? You got to now go prostitute, and you got to go do this and that and the other. I know I'm making it kind of relevant a little bit with my premise about the Baptist Church. What I'm saying is that we got some of these people that's in our churches that's being pimped, women, because you're a pastor and you got these apostles, self-made apostles, and the only thing they're doing is pimping you. I don't know if I really made a direct connection with the prison to that, but I'm just saying, don't be pimped, making all these organizations, getting all this, making people pastors, just to be making them so you can be able to have money coming in. Because that's what it's about. Now you got to pay your offerings or your I forgot that. I never really got into that stuff. Now a pastor got to have this much money. That pastor got to have money. And then guess what? Now this brother don't have to work. This ain't nothing but pimping. And I'm not talking about all. I'm saying this is going on for not getting caught up in that stuff. Now somebody might say, well, you know what? That stuff happens all the time in the back. I don't know about all that. I'm saying what I see. Because the Holiness Church has been putting you down for a long time. And the Holiness Church has been acting like they are the cream of the crop of Christianity. I'm surprised I'm even saying it. Thank you for standing strong. I don't know who this might get to. I'm gonna stick it with that. I'll talk about some things later on. I did tap into some things, and I want to go back and deal with them, but I don't want to make this no hour message. I said some things. I called out some things. So I want to talk about that later. I just hit it and run. No, I hit it and I'm going to run, but I'm going to come back and talk about it some other time. Thank you, Baptist Church. Shalom.